I see. Top floor view, but the floor's looking shaky. See, the taller the building, the harder the sway. Listen. Yeah. Man's walking around with a chin tilted sky high, thinking the sun only shines when he's passing by. He's got the ego of a king on a throne made of lead, but he's losing the plot, living inside his own head. Reflections in the glass, yeah, he's liking the view, but every bridge that he burned is a bridge he's gone through. It's that me first, world second type of routine. The cleanest clothes hiding hearts that are rarely clean. He's wearing a crown, but the thorns are digging in deep, sacrificing his brothers while he's losing his sleep. A king in his mind, but a ghost on the street. Pride comes before the fall, check the pace of his feet. Yeah, the weight of the gold is the weight of the cost. Count the man as a winner, but the spirit is lost. Talking loud in the shop, yeah, he's holding the floor. Never listening to none, always begging for more. I'm the legend, I'm the blueprint, that's the mantra he spouts while he's drowning in silence, ignoring the doubts. But when the lights flicker out and the buzz starts to fade, he's just staring at the mess that his vanity made. A hollowed out chest, yeah, a fragile display, just another king waiting for the rain on his day. Keep your head low, fam. The higher you climb, the thinner the air and the fall. It's a long way down. I sneak. Yeah, look, it's never enough, is it? The hunger in the belly that no bread can fill. I sneak, eyes wide scanning the block for the next score. Man's got a mountain but he's still reaching for more. Greed in the marrow, it's a sickness of blight. Trading your peace for a glimmer of light. He's chasing the shadow with notes and the shine, cutting his kin just to step in the line. See the votes getting heavy but the soul's getting thin. How you gonna win if you're losing your skin? Empty hands even when you're gripped in the gold. The story of the hungry is the one that gets told. Stacking up the paper till the walls start to lean. Living for the stash, yeah, the life's getting mean. But it's empty hands, yeah, you can't take it home. Just a king of the dirt in the castle of chrome. See the way he looks at the next man's plate. Living in the cycle, gotta fuel up the hate. Never satisfied, always plotting the gain. Sowing the harvest, but reaping the pain. He'd sell his own shade just to add to the stack. Moving in the dark with a knife in the back. The digits keep rising, the balance is tall. But watch how he crumbles when he's facing the fall. Everything you own, it ends up owning you. Calculate the gain, but look at the cost. You're holding nothing but air in the end. I sneak. Yeah. Late night city lights blur. It's the artificial high. Distraction in the flesh. I sneak. Neon post beating, yeah, it's calling your name. Another night out, another trap in the game. It's that lost in the air, thick like the smoke. Got you moving in circles, acting like it's a joke. Eyes fixed on the flicker, yeah, the glow's got you blind. Leaving all your bed, the judgment way behind. It's a quick fix rush, just a temporary thrill. Leaving your spirit feeling cold, standing still. Neon fever, burning up the midnight track. You're reaching for a fix that you'll never get back. Giving into the urge, yeah, you're losing the soul. Spinning out of control, yeah, you're losing the whole. It's a hollow desire in a city of glass. Just a fleeting moment, waiting for the shadows to pass. Talking sweet, moving fast, yeah, it's all just a lure. But the sickness of the heart, man, it hasn't got a cure. You're chasing a phantom, some shape in the street, while the pavement is turning to ice beneath your feet. Forget the tomorrow. Just live for the now. That's the oath that you swore, that's the broken down vow. But once the lights cut out and the morning starts gray, you'll see the price you paid for the games that you played. Nothing real in the glow, fam, just reflections of your own hunger. Don't let the flicker burn your vision. Ice knee. Yeah. You ever watch a man look at another man's life? Calculated stares, the quiet poison. Ice knee. He's standing on the corner with the shadow on his face, tracing all the movements, yeah, he's tracking the pace. He's looking at your hustle, looking at your shine, doing mental math, trying to figure out the line. He don't want your work, he don't want the sweat and tears. He just wants the outcome that he's chased for all these years. It's that green-eyed venom dripping slow in the veins, turning every blessing into personal pains. He sees you moving up, he sees the table getting set, and all he feels is fire, a resentment that's a threat. He's got a lens on his heart, yeah, it's zoomed in tight, distorting every vision, turning day into night. Green-eyed monster lurking in the back of the room, spinning up a narrative of jealousy and doom. Why you checking his pulse? Why you watching his growth? You're breaking your spirit, you're breaking the oath. It's a sickness of the vision, a drain on the mind, looking for the things that you're destined not to find. Green-eyed monster, yeah, it's eating you whole, putting a price on a spirit you can't even control. He's talking under breath, yeah, the whispers get loud, trying to bring the sun down just to satisfy the cloud. He'll smile to your face, but the hand's in the dark, waiting for a stumble just to light up the spark. It's the tragedy of him, the obsession with them, throwing away the crown just to cover the gem. You got your own lane, but you're swerving to his, forgetting what the meaning of your own journey is. It's a bitter little pill, man, you swallow it twice, playing with the venom, man, you're rolling the dice. While you're focused on the neighbor, your own garden dies, full of thorns and the wreckage of your own damn lies. Focus on the self, fam, that's the only true key. Don't be a prisoner to what you think you should be. The grass ain't greener, it's just painted for the show, and the deeper you look, the less you're gonna know. It's a bottomless pit, this envy you feed, planting all the poison while you're starving the seed. Turn your eyes inward, bruv. The only person you're racing is the one in the mirror. Stop looking over the fence. The grass is dead on both sides if you don't water your own. Ice knee. Yeah. Look, the table is full, but the plate is still empty. It's a bottomless pit, bro. Ice knee. Man's grabbing everything, stuffing it in, like the hunger in his gut is the root of the sin. He's gorging on the life, yeah, he's taking every bite, burning all the bridges just to feed his appetite. It ain't about the taste, it ain't about the feast. It's the glutton in the shadows, the dormant little beast. He wants the fame, he wants the clout, he wants the heavy chain. He's drowning in the surplus just to numb the inner pain, but the belly's still aching, yeah, the thirst is still real. He's looking for a fix in every single meal. He's consuming the moment, consuming the space, a predator of excess, just running in the race. Never enough, yeah, the cup's running dry, even when he's reaching up to touch the damn sky. It's the hunger of the void, the gluttony of soul, trying to fill the empty with a temporary toll. He's eating up the future, he's eating up the past. But nothing in this life is ever built to last. Never enough, man. The plate's got a crack and there ain't no recovery, there ain't no coming back. See him at the top, but he's looking for the base, trying to find a satisfaction that he can't ever trace. He's buying up the world, yeah, he's hoarding all the spoils, while the pressure in his spirit, man, it constantly boils. It's a heavy-handed lifestyle, living way too large, thinking he's the pilot, thinking he's in charge, but he's just a servant to the desire in his head, turning all his blessings into lead instead of bread. He's bloated on the ego, he's swollen on the pride, with nowhere left to run and nowhere left to hide. The more that he takes, the less that he knows. Just a tragic little story of how the hunger grows. It's a hollow kind of living, feeding on the greed, taunting all the vanity but killing off the seed. The more you ingest, the thinner you get. Just another heavy soul trapped in the net. Slow down, fam, taste the air for a change, or you're gonna be a ghost inside your own damn rain. Yeah. You can't fill a hole in your soul with material things, bruv. The stomach is full, but the spirit is starving. Take a breath. Step back. Icy. blood pressure climbing. The veins are popping, the vision's getting narrow. It's that moment, bruv, when the tongue moves faster than the brain. Ice knee. Someone steps wrong, someone says the wrong word, and the temper that was silent is the only thing heard. It's that red mist rising like a tide in the street, turning calm into chaos, making sure that we meet. The fuse is real short, yeah, it's burning at the end. One wrong vibration and you're losing a friend. Fists are getting heavy, the pulse is in the throat. Words are like bullets, yeah, they're keeping you afloat. But it's a drowning man's tactic, a desperate display, letting anger take the wheel and drive the day away. Everything you built, yeah, you're smashing it down, just to prove a point in this miserable town. Red mist rising, turning everything to dust. It's a toxic reaction, it's a break in the trust. Wrath is the engine, but the brakes are all gone. You're singing a melody that's better left drawn. Yeah, the fire is hot, but it only leaves the ash, throwing your future away in a singular flash. It's the red mist, fam, it's the end of the line, when you let the darkness take what's yours and take what's mine. See the rage in the mirror, man, it's looking so cold. The story of a temper that's getting real old. You're shouting at the wind, you're kicking at the wall, waiting for a reaction just to make the man fall. But all you're doing is showing the cracks in your frame, playing with the matches while you're hunting the flame. It's a cycle of spite, yeah, it's passed down the line, making sure your shadow is the one that stays fine. But underneath the heat, yeah, the heart's feeling weak, too scared to be quiet, too stubborn to speak. You're a king of the outburst, the lord of the rage, writing your story on the bloodstained page. Take a breath, bro, let the oxygen flow. You don't need the fire to let the whole city know. The loudest man in the room is the one who's the most afraid, trapped in the debris of the mess that he made. Cool the blood, steady the hand, keep the vision clear. The wrath isn't strength, it's just masking the fear. Once the mist clears, what are you left with? Just the wreckage, just the silence and the regret. Don't let the fire consume the whole house, Ice knee. Yeah. Clock's ticking, life moving, but you're standing still. The weight of doing nothing. It's a different kind of decay. Ice knee, he's sitting on the sofa watching dust in the light. Day turning into dusk, dust turning to night. Potential is a ghost, yeah, it's haunting the room, while he's busy weaving patterns on a stationary loom. He had dreams once, yeah, they were burning real bright. Now they're just embers fading out of his sight. It's that heavy eyelid feeling that maybe tomorrow flows. Stuck in the mud with nowhere left to go. He's got the talent in the tank, but the engine is cold, waiting for a miracle to make him feel bold. But the clock on the wall, man, it don't stop for no man, and he's still holding nothing but a broken down plan. Heavy eyelids, sleeping on your own life, cutting your chances with the dull-edged knife. Sloth is the poison that you drink for the ease, bringing the strongest man down to his knees. You're drifting in the current, you're losing the shore, always saying later but then needing some more. It's a slow motion crash, it's a silent decline, wasting the gold, yeah, wasting the time. See the world keeps spinning, the city keeps pace, but he's stuck in the shadow, just taking up space. He's got excuses for the morning, reasons for the dark, but he's never actually managed to ignite the spark. He's a ghost in the making, yet a shadow in the hall, waiting for the ceiling to finally start to fall. It's easy to settle, it's comfortable to hide, when you're burying your purpose deep down inside. He's watching his brothers climb the hill and the peak, while he's finding the comfort in being too weak. It's a quiet destruction, a slow burning fuse. When you're too scared to win, you're destined to lose. Get up off the map, bruv, the floor ain't a home. You weren't born to sit, you weren't born to roam. Break the cycle of the stillness, stir up the dust. If you leave the sword in the sheath, it's gonna start to rust. The vision is waiting, The work is on the ground. Stop letting the silence be the only sound. Nothing grows in the shade of your own inaction. Tomorrow is a lie. You tell yourself to stay comfortable. Wake up. The clock doesn't care. Ice-ny. Yeah. Yeah. Who are you when the lights go out? Who are you when the cameras stop? It's a performance, innit? The grand deception. Ice-ny. Yeah. Yeah. He's got a different story for every single face. Moving through the levels, yeah, he's shifting the bass. A snake in the grass, but he's dressed like a dove. Giving out the whispers, giving out the love. But it's paper thin, man, the structure is weak. He's terrified of truth, so he's scared to even speak. The lies are like wallpaper covering the rot. He's tied himself in knots with the web that he's caught. He'll tell you he's a brother, tell you he's your kin, but he's plotting the exit before he's even in. It's a grand facade, yeah, a masterpiece of sleaze, bringing the whole foundation down to its knees. Paper mask shifting in the city glow. You're acting out a part that nobody needs to know. The deceit is the currency, the truth is the debt. You're building the prison in the web of your net. It's a hollow performance, a play for the crowd, but the silence of the aftermath is getting real loud. Paper masks peeling in the heat of the day. When the truth comes calling, you'll have nothing to say. He's editing the past, he's rewriting the script, making sure his narrative is perfectly equipped. He'll sell you a dream wrapped in layers of fraud, thinking he's the genius, thinking he's a god. But look at the hands, yeah, look at the shakes. He's losing the count of the small time fakes. Every word is a brick in a wall of defense, but the wall is collapsing, it don't make any sense. He's lost the original, he's lost the true light. Just a shadow of a man in the middle of the night. Whatever you sow, yeah, that's what you reap. And your secrets are promises you couldn't keep. Take the mask off, bruv, let the skin breathe. You don't need the artifice, you don't need to see. The truth is a heavy weight, but it's a solid floor. Stop acting for the strangers and start acting for your core. The disguise is a shackle, the lie is a cage. Flip the story over, start a brand new page. Once the paper tears, there's nothing left but the truth. And the truth is a harsh mirror in it. Don't hide behind a mask you can't afford to wear. Ice-ny. There. Look, the sharpest edge ain't the one in the blade. It's the one in the back from a brother you trusted. A different kind of quiet. Ice-ny. Yeah. We shared the same bread, we drank from the same cup, told the same stories when the stakes were looking up. I had your back when the world turned cold, thinking our bond was a story to be told. But you were calculating angles while I gave you my trust, turning our history into nothing but dust. It's that cold steel sliding in silent and slow, breaking the pact that you didn't even know. For a little bit of paper, for a moment of clout, you cast the whole history of our brotherhood out. It's the ultimate sting, the betrayal of the core, leaving me standing on a different kind of floor. Cold steel, buried in the heart of the kin. Where the trust used to be, now the rot's moving in. You traded the real for the fake and the cheap. The secret that you know you're never gonna keep. It's the ghost of the friendship, the end of the line. When you cross the red border and you redefine mine. Cold steel, yeah. The silence is deep. Some promises are ones that you're destined to leap. See, I remember the nights, I remember the grind, but you were leaving the memory way behind. It wasn't a mistake, nah, it was a move. Trying to get ahead, trying to find your own groove, but you did it on the back of the ones who were true. And that's a stain on the soul that will always follow you. You're walking in the light, but your shadow is black. Looking for a future while you're covering your track. But the truth has a way, yeah, it rises to the surface, showing all the vanity, showing all the purpose. You might think you're winning, you might think you're ahead, but you're just a ghost walking with the living and the dead. Loyalty isn't something you buy or you trade. It's the foundation of the choices that we've made. When you sever that cord, you're drifting in the sea, a lonely kind of sailor with nowhere to be. The steel might be sharp, but it's brittle at the end. You can't replace a brother, you can't replace a friend. Once the steel cuts, the scar never really fades. It's a reminder of who you really were. Keep your circle tight and watch your back, Ice-Knee. Yeah, check the books. Every debt, every favor, every cut, they think it's hidden in the dark, but the ink never dries on the truth. Ice-Knee, he's got a mental ledger, counting up the gains, measuring the losses, recording all the strains. Avarice is the clerk sitting in his mind, calculating prices for the ones he left behind. He's looking at the world as a market for the taking, forgetting all the promises and deals he's been breaking. Everything's a transaction, love is just a fee. Friendship is a number that he wants to set for free. He's hoarding up the assets, stacking up the gold, but he's losing all the value that can't ever be sold. It's a sickness of the math, a sickness of the count. Never finding peace, no matter the amount. The ledger's getting heavy, yeah, the balance is wrong. You've been humming the rhythm to a hollow man song, counting all the paper, ignoring the cost. For every bit of treasure, look at what you've lost. It's the avarice creeping, the hunger for the more. You're bankrupt in the spirit while you're hoarding up the store. The ledger, it never stays clean. Caught in the middle of a life getting mean. He'll trade his own blood for a percentage of the cut. Walking through the city with his eyes completely shut. He don't see the people, he just sees the bottom line, thinking if he stacks it up, everything will be fine. But the air's getting thin up at the peak of the greed. He's choking on the surplus, he's killing off the seed. See, the vote is a cage and the money is a chain, binding up the future just to cover up the drain. He's miserable in mansions, he's starving in the feast, feeding the desire, yeah, he's waking up the beast. And when the final call comes, when the auditor arrives, I see the massive deficit in all of his lives. You can't take the digits when you cross over the gate. The ledger is a burden, it's a heavy, heavy weight. The only true wealth is the peace that you keep, not the pile of the paper that's buried in the deep. Burn the book, bruv. Wash your hands clean before you're just a ghost in a broke down machine. Calculate your worth in more than just a stash, because at the end of the day, the ledger stays here, and you're empty-handed, Ice-Knee. Ice-Knee. Yeah. It ain't about the hate, it ain't about the rage, it's that empty feeling, the silence when the world is screaming. No pulse. Ice-Knee. I see him walking down the street, eyes glazed like a stone. In the middle of the madness, but he's standing all alone. Somebody's crying for help, somebody's needing a hand, but he's looking right through it like a ghost in the land. It's that apathy, bruv, the deadliest kind of decay, turning all the color in the city into gray. He don't feel the hunger, he don't feel the pain. He's standing in the sunshine, but he's waiting for the rain. A heartbeat that's lagging, a rhythm that's gone, just a hollow shell waiting for the break of the dawn. He switched off the signal, he's disconnected the wire, watching the house burn but won't help with the fire. Frozen post, yeah, the hearts turn to ice. He doesn't pay the toll, he doesn't pay the price. Indifferent to the struggle, blind to the need. He's lost the human touch, yeah, he's lost the seed. It's the apathy epidemic spreading through the veins, leaving nothing but the static and the echoes of the pains. Frozen pulse, man, he's drifting out to sea. Too far gone to care, too far gone to be. Nothing moves him, nothing shakes him, nothing makes him blink. He's staring at the abyss, but he's never gonna sink. Because to sink you gotta care, to fall you gotta feel. But he's living in a bubble that is far from the real. He sees the brothers falling, he sees the sisters fade, but he's just a silent witness to the choices that they made. It's a comfortable numb, yeah, a sanctuary of dust, where there ain't no betrayal because there ain't no trust. But is it really living if you're barely even there? Just a shadow in the corner, gasping at the air. He's the king of the whatever, the lord of the now. Just a tragic final chapter in the book of the law. Break the ice, fam, let the blood start to flow. Even if it hurts, that's how you're gonna grow. Don't trade your humanity for the safety of the cold. The fire in your spirit is the only thing that's gold. Feel the sting, feel the joy, feel the weight of the fight. Don't let the pulse freeze in the middle of the night. To feel nothing is the ultimate defeat. Don't let the city harden your heart to stone. Stay awake, stay alive, Ice. Yeah. 12 marks on the soul, 12 tracks on the board. The cycle's complete, but the story's just starting. Listen, Ice. Yeah. Ice. Yeah. They told me look for the light in the deepest of holes, but I'm counting the wreckage of a dozen lost souls. From the arrogance of kings to the cold-hearted stare, I've been breathing the smoke, I've been tasting the air. Pride had me thinking that the world was my own. Greed had me building on a shaky-ass throne. Then the lust and the envy, they blurred out the sight, till the gluttony and wrath turned the day into night. Sloth had me stalling while the time slipped away. Deceit had me playing all the roles in the play. Then the knife in the back, yeah, the cold steel betrayal. Avarice and apathy just helping me fail. This is the final reckoning, the closing of the file. Walking down the memory of every crooked mile, 12 sins deep, yeah, the ledger's in the red. Sorting through the whispers and the things that were said. It's the final reckoning, the light at the end. Trying to find the pieces of the broken down friend. Yeah, the soul's heavy laden, but the spirit's gotta rise. Looking for the truth underneath all the lies. See, the city's a teacher, but the lessons are harsh. You either learn to swim, or you're lost in the marsh. I'm shedding the ego, I'm shedding the weight. Closing the door on the seeds of the hate. The music's the medicine, the flow is the cure. Making sure the message is the only thing that's pure. No more masks, no more games, no more acting for the clout. Ice Need Productions, yeah, I'm clearing it out. From the 016, 003 to the rest of the map. I'm breaking the cycle, I'm breaking the trap. The 12-track journey, yeah, the pen is now dry, but the spirit's wide awake and I'm ready to fly. It's a new day, fam, check the rhythm and the flow. You gotta clear the weeds if you want the garden to grow. The sins don't define you, they're just lessons in the past. It's the strength you find today that's gonna make it last. So look in the mirror, see the man, see the grace. You're finally at the starting of a brand new race. The ledger is closed, the record is set. Ice Knee Productions. We move on, yeah. 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 This one's different. For the one who held the roof up when the sky was falling. For the one who taught me how to stand when the ground was shaking. This is for you, Mom. Ice Knee. They talk about strength like it's muscle and bone, like it's shouting the loudest or sitting on the throne. But I learned it from the kitchen, from the quiet of the night, from the way you kept the candle burning through the darkest light. You were the iron in the storm, the anchor in the gale, the one who knew the map when my compass started to fail. When the world was throwing daggers and the city was a maze, you were the steady rhythm in the middle of the haze. You're the iron and the lace, Pauline, the anchor and the wing, the only voice that matters when the sirens start to sing. You held the heavy burden so I could learn to fly, the brightest star that's burning in my patch of sky. It ain't about the ego, it ain't about the pride. It's the love that's been the river flowing deep inside. Yeah, you're the iron and the lace, the heart within the stone, the greatest piece of magic that I've ever known. You never asked for credit, you never chased the fame. You just built a sanctuary and you gave it a name. Through the lean times, through the winters, through the grey, you always found the sunlight in the middle of the day. I've walked a dozen paths, I've made a dozen mistakes. I felt the heavy pressure in the way the spirit breaks. But every time I stumbled and every time I fell, you were the healing water in the middle of the well. They say that wisdom comes with age, but I see it in your eyes. A library, your battles and a million quiet highs. You didn't need a crown, Mom, you didn't need a sword. Your presence was the victory, the soul's true reward. And if I'm building something, if I'm finding my own way, it's because of the foundation that you laid for me to stay. So here's to you, Pauline. Beyond the tracks, beyond the sins, beyond the noise, the one constant, the iron, the lace, yeah. Ice Knee. Love you, Mom.